Hello, today we're going to go through another perfume video and we're going to be talking about my fragrance rotation. As you probably know, unless you're new to my channel, I rotate my fragrances on sort of a kind of monthly basis. Whenever I get entirely sick of a fragrance selection, I usually keep 4, maybe 5 around out on my next to my vanity in a shaded area of the room, and then after a while I'll just rotate them and get a new batch going. So this is what it's about. I'm going to tell you about what I'm getting out, what I'm done with, and what kind of things I am including in the new iteration of this perfume rotation. So first and foremost, I am done with one of the fragrances that was in the previous one, and this is Zara's Radiant Woods. It's a decent dupe for Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, but with worse longevity, and quality is significantly inferior as well. So I don't actually recommend it. I think Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue would be a better pick and ultimately more worth the money because you do not need to reapply very frequently. It's a very, cast iron clad fragrance that's going to have very good longevity. Zara doesn't, but if you wanted to give it a try and see if you would like to get a light blue, really Zara is not the worst choice. Again, Zara Radiant Woods is the fragrance we're talking about, and I have finished my 100 ml bottle. Next perfume I'm going to mention is one that I haven't been able to use a ton this month, and some, but not a ton. And this is Humanity by Thierry. This is a refillable bottle. The bottle itself is a work of art. It's very, very beautiful. And the fragrance itself, I think, in my humble opinion, is also extremely special. It's wet, cold beach with fig. And they say they have caviar, but it smells not at all like caviar, in my opinion. There is a tinge of something that is probably caviar, but very, very remote and cleaned up. So this is a beautiful, cool, collected, very feminine and very, very unique fragrance. There's a sweetness to it that comes from the figs mostly. Very, very interesting fragrance, and I completely recommend that you check it out if you're interested in something a little bit less conventional. Then we have the Black Cube of Narcissus. So this is the Eau de Toilette. Eau de Parfum I prefer to wear in more of a winter setting. Eau de Toilette is a different fragrance. They are definitely relatives, close relatives, but the Eau de Toilette has a much cleaner, more minimalistic base to it. It holds super well on skin and on clothes. I would consider it to be performing like an Eau de Parfum, not like an Eau de Toilette. So longevity and projection is actually very good. And the fragrance is very heavily based on musks, which is what Narcissus is famous for, and extremely, extremely elegant. Very, very nice pick. I have a separate video for it, so I will refer you there for more details. Chanel No. 5 Le, the newest release from Chanel Fragrance House. I want to make a separate video for that as well. As you can see, I've actually dented the bottle. It was completely new. This is a newcomer to my collection, and I'm still trying to decide actually whether it's worth it or not. I'm glad to have tried it. It's quite sweet. It's on a much sweeter side of the spectrum, even sweeter than the Au Première, although I think Au Première, No. 5 Au Première, is what this one is closest to from their range. It's bubbly, it's lemony, it's sweet, there's a floral base to it, obviously. It is definitely DNA of No. 5, but I still prefer, I think, an Eau de Toilette to the La. And this one is also an Eau de Toilette, so lighter concentration. I wore this a lot for work. As you can see, I've dented it pretty significantly for only a month of use alongside with other perfumes. So this one I like, but I'm not convinced it's my favorite, and I'm not convinced I'll repurchase it in the future once I'm done. So the Chanel No. 5 that is entering the rotation is the Eau de Toilette. This is on par with the Extra Parfum, so the perfume extract in a very, very small concentrated version. Probably my favorite way to wear No. 5. It's beautiful, it's fizzy, it's lighthearted and feminine, and all of the things that come with a more vintage interpretation of No. 5, and I love it. I will be filming a separate video on that. I think last spring I've gotten the Atelier Cologne, more of a niche but now popularized fragrance house, Citron d'érable. So this is Cologne Absolu, so this is kind of like another Parfum version. I'm not sure about this one either. It's a little bit sweet, woodsy. The maple syrup is very, very apparent here. There's lemon that is giving a tartness, a little bit of tartness. Very, very beautiful scent. I'm not sure if it's for me. I have to give it a little bit more of a wear, and I'll film a separate, more in-depth video about that fragrance as well. One of my favorite perfumes to ever grace the face of my collection, and I have an extensive one, is this Shalimar Souffle de Parfum. This is my favorite iteration of Shalimar. There have been many. I own many. I do like Parfum Initial. And the original obviously is a masterpiece, but this is probably what I associate my Shalimar experience to be. Most like what I would wear. This is sweet in a way, but there is a very complex yet very fluffy combination of anything from leather to lemon, from sugar to spice to everything nice. It's gorgeous, and definitely I will be talking about it separately. And this is my second bottle. It's a fairly new bottle. I only got it a couple months ago, and I'm very excited to sort of get back to basics with that one. And the last fragrance that I'm adding in is a fragrance I've mentioned before. This is my Burberry by Burberry, and this is a wet garden scent mixed with a heavy base of vanilla. Very sweet, but at the same time damp and floral. Beautiful scent. I think Kerkhojian really does a great wet scent, and I do enjoy these scents. This is the same kind of wetness I'm talking about, like the sensation of wet, saturated, moist air in both of these guys. So my Burberry is really quite lovely. I've filmed a video about Burberry fragrance lineup in general, and that was part of it, but what I want to do is film a bit of a separate video about this scent in particular and talk about it separately, because it's happy. It's not my favorite Burberry, but it's growing on me. It's actually one of the scents that I was kind of unsure about at first, and now I'm more and more subscribed to using this lovely beast over here. So this is the lineup that I have right now. We have something for work, something for pleasure, something to try out, and something that I changed my mind about. So a little bit of everything in this rotation. This is it for today. I hope it was fun for you to watch and check out what I have on the go, what I'm in the mood for in terms of my fragrances, and this is going to be mostly what I reach for the next month or so. I don't have a very set uploading schedule. Whenever I get sick of the fragrance selection that I have, that's when it's time for me to change. Usually it's around 3 to 4 week mark. I really don't go any longer than that usually. So see you guys later. Have fun. Have a good day. Bye bye.